Good afternoon and welcome to Connect Church Community Online. We're so glad you're with us this afternoon and want to share a little bit. Man, we've just had, or what we call, of course, Passion. We're in Passion Week. We had Palm Sunday where everybody's just coming through Jesus, Messiah, you're the greatest thing in the world. And then we know by Friday he's going to be crucified, okay? And then on Sunday he's going to be resurrected. So I want to share a couple verses with you and just make some observations, even from a Sunday school lesson that I pulled out in the last couple of days studying over it. And one is right here, when you're talking about the women that were involved with Jesus, you can see that they came in verse 7, and let me read it for you. Then the angel came and said, "Then go quickly and tell his disciples, he has risen from the dead, and indeed he is going ahead of you to Galilee. You will see him there. Listen, I have told you." Man, I'm telling you what, man, you know, they come to take care of Jesus' dead body, and when they get there, he's not there. An angel is. And sometimes you hear where there's two, but one spoke, at least in here. And so what's happening here is, I think there's some application for us even today, because they were excited, they were nervous. You can see that their emotions are in there. And pretty much the angel is saying, Jesus did what he told y'all that he was going to do. And so here these women immediately obeyed. Now they're really excited about the news. And in verse 8 it says, "So departing quickly from the tomb with fear and great joy, they ran to tell the disciples the good news." That's what they were supposed to do. Once that great thing had happened inside of them, once they knew that Jesus was alive, he was not dead, they went to go tell other people. Isn't that an application of what we're supposed to do? If Jesus is alive and resurrected in our life, because we know he already has, but has he resurrected in our life? Have we came from that pass from death unto life? And so when we're going to look at that, man, that is a good thought right here as we look right on to these passages right here. And so let's look at a couple things here. They had a combination of fear and joy. Let me tell you, when we just don't understand everything, and the possibility brings us happiness and joy, but at the same time, there's a little bit of anxiousness, is Jesus dead? Does he care about me? But here you see these women, they ran to tell the disciples about Jesus. They went to tell other people that Jesus was alive. They hurried. Now let me tell you something. Something happened on their way to go tell the disciples. And I'm telling you what, it was something good. And let me tell you something. When we go to tell other people about what Jesus has done in our life, what we've seen, what we've heard, what we feel, guess what? We will have some good surprises too. Let's look here in Matthew chapter 28 and verse 9. Just then, on their way, remember, to go tell others, Jesus met them and said, "Greetings." They came up, took hold of his feet, and worshiped him. He's not in a spiritual body. He's in an actual physical body along with his spirit here. So you can't grab a spirit, okay? And so here it is, and I want you to know the culture. The culture was all about men being in charge. Women were like second-class citizens. But here, who did the God of the universe come to? He came to two women. Wow. Just think about that for a minute. Because if men were trying to make up a lie and make up, Jesus didn't really, he really resurrected, but we really stole him and hid his body, where people think that he rose, they wouldn't have said, "Hey, let's tell him a woman was the first one. No, back then. And so you're seeing here the importance. Of course, God puts importance on everybody. Age doesn't do it. Sex doesn't do it. Everybody is important in God's eye. He died for every one of us. We're no better than anybody else. And sometimes we need to make sure we tell ourselves that. But anyway, they heard his greeting. The women immediately fell down at his feet and worshiped him. Remember where they were headed to, okay? So here we are. Jesus actually rose from the dead. You can see this here. His appearance, his joyful greeting. He eased their fears. Maybe we need to get that back encounter with Jesus to calm our fears a little bit. And now just notice what happened here. And it says, he repeated the same message that the angel said. First thing he repeated was, fear not. It's going to be okay. Don't worry. Don't fret. Fear not. That's what the angel said. Well, if you'll notice, and it comes on in here, look at verse 10. It says, then Jesus told them, okay, do not be afraid. And then he said this, go and tell my brothers. He's talking about the disciples, those people who thinks he's dead, to leave for Galilee, and they will see me there. We'll meet up with you there. Okay, so let's go. We want to go see him. Wow, is that what the angel said twice? One, fear not. Two, go and tell the disciples. Man, you can just think about, the disciples probably needed him to call them brothers here because of guilt, because of failure. Because if you don't remember the last scene with the disciples, Judas betrayed him, but the others ran off. See, you got Peter warming his hand by the fire, man. He's like, he denied the Lord. And so here he is, and he's saying here, go and tell them. Man, let's go and tell some people. And I bet on the way, Jesus is going to meet us and tell us some good stuff. He's going to show us some great things. He's not dead. Man, where's God at in this situation I'm in? Let me tell you, he's there. He's working it out for our good and for his glory. Happy resurrection. God bless you, and thank you for listening to Connect Church Community Online.